Welcome back to Love Your Weekend. Time for us to celebrate the best of British. And this week, we're shining a spotlight on the world of game. British game has been labelled the ultimate organic meat with numerous health benefits. Here to tell us more and share some of the latest award-winning game products from across the UK is British food writer and chef Jonathan Pang. Bonnie's here too. So Jonathan, tell us, why is game having a renaissance in Britain?
I think for a couple of reasons. One, because of the health benefits, as you say, because it's one of the leanest meats you can get, because the animals are wild, so they don't hold any fat. Also, it's incredibly low in cholesterol as well. Plus, it's sustainable because the meat is harvested, not farmed. And I think we care about where our products come from, and it's totally traceable as well. And it's on our doorsteps, and people are really creating some interesting products with game now.
The definition of game then is wild animals.
Wild animals, so wild animals and wild birds as well. So they are sort of classified into 4 different categories. You've got sort of big game, which is, you know,
buffalo, rhinoceros,
yes, and bear,
hippopotamus,
wild boar, and venison, of course, as well.
Our big game, British big game.
You've got ground game, which is squirrel, hare, rabbit. You've got small birds such as sort of quail, pigeon and thrush, and then you've got winged game.
Thrush? Oh, we won't go there. No, I'm not eating a thrush. I have enjoyed a pigeon pie in my time, but I'm not eating a thrush. Moving swiftly on.
Actually, Bonnie, I'll tell you. Right, and then the winged game, which is probably the most popular that we know, which is sort of goose and duck, woodcock, grouse, partridge and pheasant.
The larger game then, what's the first of our large games to try?
Well, I've got some lovely Venison Carpaccio here from Wales, from Monmouthshire. And the guy that farms this, his name is James, and he was inspired by trips to his grandmother who had a farm in the north of France. But before he set up in business, he travelled all around Europe, just teaching himself all the sort of ancient methods of curing, and because he wanted his food to have a bit of integrity and to be authentic. This is delicious, so I think it makes a great little canapé, or a wonderful salad as well. You could serve it like sort of the Italians do with carpaccio, with a nice sort of arugula salad perhaps and a balsamic dressing for a nice sophisticated starter.
It's very unlike beef carpaccio, it's just a little bit more fruity.
It is.
This is quite rich for me, but I do appreciate how fantastic it looks as well, actually. I mean, you know, obviously there's the sort of the meat element of it, and the fact, as you said, it's sort of supporting smaller companies and the independent farmers and the makers.
Well, you know, game does have a distinct flavour because it's fed in very natural surroundings, organic food. This is one of my favourites. I love a sausage roll, and this is wild boar sausage roll. And this is a lovely sort of husband and wife duo, Lynn and Steve Tickler. From Truly Traceable in Suffolk, and they know exactly where their meat comes from, times, names, places, etc. So we know it's as good as it can possibly be.
This is
wonderful.
I don't think I've eaten wild boar before. It is a really, it's a rich meat. It is rich, but it's like it's almost like a Lincolnshire pork sausage. You know that lovely Herbie.
Yes.
Lovely.
Well, I knew you'd like that. And now on to our ground game now. We've got a nice rabbit salami here, which also has pork in it and red wine. So it's a nice little combination.
Rabbit salami.
Sounds really. So it sounds like you really don't need very much of that at all. It's definitely your starter, your canapé, as you say.
Well, yes, but you know, you could also make a nice sort of paella with it as well. Use it as you would chorizo. We've got to think out of the box with these ingredients.
Lovely.
Good, you see, wonderful. And now we've got some of these lovely pâtés here as well. So we've got a partridge and pear, and we've got a pheasant and pork pâté as well. So I mean, these I think would make lovely little Christmas gifts as well.
Beautiful.
I will enjoy watching you. This is very fruity.
It is fruity, and it lends itself to that. You know, I think it's all the birds always taste great with some kind of fruit. When you think of sort of the duck à l'orange or cherries with pheasant tastes fantastic.
So that pâté, is that partridge?
So the first one is partridge and pear, and the second one is pheasant and port.
Wow, that's amazing. I really enjoyed that.
So that's from a company called Patchwork in Wales. This is home recipes, okay? It's a lady called Margaret. She still cooks in small batches, so she doesn't use any preservatives, no colours, no additives at all. And she also has a manager who has a son who spent all of his lockdown designing an Alan Titchmarsh garden.
What a lovely
Just so
chap.
you know.
What
So-
a lovely boy.
Now, I've chosen something that I think you will like as well, and you, Bonnie. It's a smoked duck breast
Right.
here. So the game sort of duck is very different. It's a mallard duck, which is very different to a supermarket duck. So this isn't
Wild duck.
fatty at all. So this is a nice wild duck, and it's from one of the most famous butchers in the country from your hometown. It's David Lishman from
Ilkley.
Yeah. And he's a fantastic butcher because all my friends in the north, they flock to him. I mean, the man is like a god there. There isn't one award that he hasn't won over the years.
He's won a lot of prizes.
So I mean, again, I think this makes a terrific starter. You know, do with a little pomegranate molasses on the top of it, with a walnut salad or something to go with it. You would really sort of impress your guests.
Wonderfully tangy. There you are.
Yeah.
Your opinion on the smoked duck.
No, I really like
Right.
it actually.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that Jonathan is so wonderful. You create such pictures with your words. And you're talking to someone who's an absolute Philistine as far as food is concerned. I could live on toast. So it's actually fantastic.
Well, that's why you look like that.
No, but
That's
it's
why I
sounds-
look
it's
like
just such a
this.
joyous
I'm making up
thing.
for you. But good butchers like that, who know where the stuff comes
Yeah.
from, sustainable,
Yeah.
well raised. It's important that we patronise people
I
who
agree.
have a good way of looking.
And he does everything in house, you know, from basically culling the animals to smoking them the lot, and he does it with a lot of love and care.
Yeah. I know you won't be a pie woman, will you?
No, I like apple pie,
Cool.
naughty
Look at
pies.
this.
Court,
Look at
and look
this.
at this.
That is a work of art, isn't it?
A raised
Look at
pie.
that.
A raised pie,
Just
and love
tilted a little
your
forward.
weekend
Look,
pie.
it's even got the name on the top.
It's fabulous. So this is a real traditional, fabulous game pie, and it has practically everything you can think of in it. And it's from the Topping Pie Company in Doncaster. So Bill Topping was a butcher who started in the 60s. It's a family-run business. He handed the baton over to his son in 1989. And his wife, Maggie... No,
Steal it, Alan, steal
You
it.
carry on, carry on.
So Maggie decided that she wanted to keep an eye on the business, so started making pies to sell in the shop, just to sort of keep an eye on the son. She's now stocked in Harrods, she's in Selfridges, the pies are ordered by royalty around the world, and she's won every award going.
That is the best game pie I've ever tasted.
So in this pie there's venison, there's pheasant, partridge, rabbit, hare, and duck. So this really is a treat.
Oh,
There's nothing soggy in there, is
that's
there?
going on with me for my tea, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no soggy
Yeah.
bottoms
Right.
there.
Well, Bonnie,
I'm not
thanks for
eating
joining us for
anything.
the duck.
Well, I appreciate it, but yes.
Jonathan, thank you.
Pleasure.
That's it for today. Thanks to all my guests tonight, to Bonnie and to Jonathan. Next week, I'll be joined by Ben Miller, Claire Holman, and Earl Spencer. See you then when I finish my pie. It's so delicious.
He's back with his team turning people's old goods into bank